Advocate Ike Kumalo recently said that if white people left South Africa, the country would end up like Zimbabwe. On the surface, he's suggesting that South Africa's relative stability, its economy, its global reputation, all of that exists only because of white nationalism. And let's be honest, that's a dangerous way to frame things. It reduces Black South Africans' progress, resilience, and innovation to nothing but an illusion created by proximity to whiteness. It tells Africans that their worth is tied to their former oppressors. Check out this clip and let us come back and discuss.
They always say, let white people go. I can tell you, in South Africa, if all white people left this country, it should be like Zimbabwe. Within 2 minutes, sent in, the standard will drop instantly like this, because you've seen the blueprint. All these countries where white people have left, unfortunately, I have to say that all these countries, be it Mozambique, be it Zimbabwe, where white people have left, look at those countries.
Is this the kind of Pan-Africanism we should be striving for? One that says you are only great as long as white people are around you. One that keeps feeding into the lie that colonialism and apartheid somehow made us better. Real Pan-Africanism cannot be about measuring ourselves against whiteness. It really cannot. It cannot be about praying for the downfall of other Africans or belittling nations like Zimbabwe because of their struggles. That's not unity. That's division in disguise. True unity means we learn from Zimbabwe's mistake or Zimbabwe's mistakes. We stand with them in recovery and we build systems that prevent the same mistakes in our own countries. It means redefining progress on African terms, not through the lens of how close or far we are from white influence. Also, we cannot be held responsible as South Africans for building Zimbabwe. If Zimbabweans aren't willing to build their nation, then why should it fall on us? There's also a narrative that is going on X saying that South Africa aided in the downfall of the Zimbabwe economy and aided into these sanctions. We are the reason why Zimbabwe has been sanctioned. Can you please explain to me in the comment section what this actually means? So the real question is this: do we want a Pan-Africanism built on inferiority complexes and bitterness, or do we want a Pan-Africanism that builds strength, self-resilience, and dignity without needing whiteness as a benchmark? And family, I want to go back to what I said, but let me finish this thought. Unity that thrives on tearing others down is not unity at all. It's just recycled colonial thinking with an African mask on. That is what I just wanted to say. But I want to go back to when I said Zimbabwe's mistakes. And when I said this, I'm like, no, man. No. There is no Zimbabwean mistake. If anything, Zimbabwe is the only nation that acted right on brand. Them and Libya. They are the two nations that acted right on brand, and they are the blueprint of Africa. They are actually the ones that showed us that true independence goes beyond just giving us freedom and saying, hey, we stop beating you guys. Hey, we stop oppressing you guys physically. We stop abusing you guys physically. We stop massacring you. It goes beyond that. True freedom means economical freedom as well. And white people were not willing to let that up. They were not willing to give black people, economic freedom. So Zimbabwe took a leap of it. They took a stand, actually, and they gave themselves economical freedom. But unfortunately, they didn't have the backing of the other African nations, their brothers and sisters, because their brothers and sisters watched as the West sanctioned Zimbabwe and beliterated it to nothing. Basically, it reduced, like the West reduced Zimbabwe to nothing. Zimbabwe did nothing wrong. If you think there are no mistakes with Zimbabwe, Zimbabwe did not make any mistake. It took the independence further. It said, no, it's fine. You can give us independence. You can stop beating us. You can stop the massacres, but also give us economical freedom if you're really real about giving Africa the true independence it deserves. The West beliterated Zimbabwe to nothing, and we stood there and we let it happen. So now I understand when they said South Africa aided in the downfall of Zimbabwe and all these sanctions. It low-key makes sense because we stood there and did nothing, while the West did as they please to the Zimbabwean economy. And they created this stigma that, you know what, if you dare go against us, you will end up just like Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe became the example of the naughty child, the example of this is what will happen if you step out of line. This is what will happen if you feel like you are clever. We as the white people will belittle you to nothing. Zimbabwe knew its worth. Zimbabwe knew that Africa built Rome. Africa built Europe is what it is because of Africa. So what's stopping us from building ourselves, building this African nation to being to the European standard? And even more, Gaddafi saw the vision. And when he saw the vision, what happened? America beliterated Libya to nothing. It reduced it to rebels and lawlessness and nothing. Today, Libya ceased to exist. It's a lawlessness state because Libya saw the potential of Africa. And when it called for the unity of Africa, the other African nations looked away. And now people have the nerve to say, hey, if you step out of line, you'll become like Libya. It's like the West has this, I don't know if it's a mental thing that it does. It has this mental hold against Africans where it will put us in a corner and hush us like little children and select a few countries and say, hey, if you behave badly, you will become like these countries. They are nothing. You'll become like Libya. You'll become like Zimbabwe. So Zimbabwe did not make a mistake. I'm so sorry for actually saying Zimbabwe's mistakes. We can learn from Zimbabwe's mistakes. What are Zimbabwe's mistakes? Except Zimbabwe took back their land, took it away from white people and gave it to black people to farm, make your own food, learn new skills, trade amongst yourself. One Africa. Zimbabwe is actually the foundation of what Africa should have been like. The foundation, the stepping stone of a free and economically free Africa. This is what that's what Zimbabwe is all about. So, okay, in the comment section below, obviously you can give me your own version of what you think other Zimbabweans meant when they say South African aided in the downfall of Zimbabwe through sanctions. You can tell me what you guys think about that, you know. But now that I think about it, I'm so sorry that I said Zimbabwe's mistakes. I hate that I said that. But man, Zimbabwe is a trailblazer, and we should have stood with Zimbabwe. Every African nation shouldn't have allowed the West to reduce Zimbabwe to rebels. We shouldn't have allowed that. We shouldn't have allowed that. And today when they seek refuge, we make fun of them, we bully them. But we aided into their situation, just like how we aided in Libya. Gaddafi asked for help, and all the African leaders turned their backs. And today they just want to say, in the spirit of Muammar Gaddafi, we are one African. It's too late for that shit. It's too late for the lovey-dovey shit. Yeah, it's too late for that. We're cowards. We are led by cowards. We are led by cowards. And I have accepted that. I've accepted that. So it's better to just keep quiet. I mean, this is according to all the African leaders. Keep quiet, look away while your brother is being tortured. This is just what happened to Zimbabwe and Libya. And I'm thinking about it. I'm like, but yeah, praying for the downfall of South Africa is not going to help the situation. Dr. or Advocate Ike Kumalo saying that our intelligence, our wealth, our hard work can only be tied to white people. And if you feel so, then hey, invite white people to Zimbabwe. Re-establish your economy if you think that the economy will survive under white people, which I don't think it would, but yeah. What do you think about this segment? Comment to us in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and share the broadcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss these groundbreaking conversations right here on the African Diaspora News channel.